Nick Studio 10 wasn't on TV today. It's not going to be on tomorrow. So what happened? Well, Nick Studio 10, for those of you who don't know, some real shitty show that's been getting a ton of flack and yada yada yada. I'm not going to go over all the variables. Watch my last week's videos if you need a refresher course. Anyway, the show is off the air. I just want to give my final thoughts about this whole situation, about what I think really went on, and about what's really going to happen. Because a lot of you guys don't know a lot of the specifics behind everything here and what's going to happen with this Nick Studio 10. So I just want to finally put just a period on the end of this. All right. We all know it's hated. Their Facebook page shows that it's hated. I mean, you still to this day cannot find people leaving positive comments about Nick Studio 10. No one liked the fact that it interrupted programming. That's the thing I just could never get over. And one thing that I want to kind of point out is it wasn't so much that this was something that was interfering in a show that I personally watch, which is SpongeBob SquarePants on Nickelodeon. It's the fact that a television company got this idea to interject, crowbar in programming that had nothing to do with the show that you're intended to watch, and just shove that content in your face. The fact that a television studio was doing this was the main motivator for me making those videos last week. It wasn't just because I was pissed that SpongeBob was... If this was a show like Jersey Shore that I could give a shit less about, if it was 4 teenage kids interrupting that, I would still be pissed about it. I might not have gone to the lengths I did over the videos I did over the past weeks, but I would still be pissed about it and saying, well, that's not right. Even though I don't like that show, you shouldn't interrupt someone's programming with someone else's content for the hell of it. Anyway, we're not going to be seeing it for a while. Now, in my honest opinion, I think all of this was just a trial run. Just to create some buzz about it. And it didn't matter how many people were pissed about it, because God knows, a ton of you guys called in, wrote letters, left messages on their Facebook page and all this shit. There's nothing else that can be said that can convey that people dislike Nick Studio 10. So me constantly making videos about it, repeating it, is not really doing much of anything other than saying what's already known. And you guys that are commenting about it, you're telling Nickelodeon, Nick, nothing they don't already know. There's no way, there is absolutely no way that they didn't hear the negative backlash from this. So, what is going on from this? Well, they aired it live for 2 weeks. Then last Monday they had a live episode of it, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday they started airing repeats for whatever reason. Now on their website, on nick.com or nickelodeon.com, whatever the hell their main website is, it's saying the show is coming in April. It just says coming in April. It doesn't say returning in April, it just says coming in April. I'll put a screen cap on the screen here so you can see it. Coming this April. So I guess what we saw was just a taste of what's to come. Now, when this comes back, you're not going to hear a word from me about this. I don't care if the content's worse, if they do Piss in a Jar, the sequel to Fart in a Jar. I won't come on here and bitch about how bad it is and how lame it is. The one thing I can say is I hope they are not going to interrupt other programming with Nick Studio 10's content. Give them their own time block. Don't crowbar in between commercial breaks of another show. Don't interrupt the programming of the show. That's my only advice to Nick, and I don't see why anyone could complain other than saying, hey, I tried watching this show called Nick Studio 10 and it was terrible. Give it its own time slot. so many more people will be much more content if that's the case. But here's the thing, and here's a point that other people have brought up that I really should have stressed in my previous videos this week is Nickelodeon has sucked for years now. I mean, they've been really bad. Like, when I watch SpongeBob, I kind of want to see the older episodes, and when I see it's one of the newer episodes, I'm just like, ugh. It's like when I watch The Simpsons and there's a new episode, I'm like, ugh. I'd really like to see one of the more classic older episodes because they're far superior to the newer ones. But anyway, people, don't expect me to piss up a storm, and don't come running to me telling me to organize this movement to get Nick Studio 10 back off the air in April, because it ain't happening. I think in a lot of ways we've been duped into something that doesn't matter the amount of negative publicity we would have given them. It was going to air over that 3-week period no matter what, though it was kind of odd that it aired for 2 weeks, one day, and then the rest of that week was repeats. That kind of seemed odd because that Tuesday is where they really started getting a lot of flack. But anyway, let the ratings speak for themselves when this show comes back. And if Nickelodeon does want to keep, or excuse me, Nick wants to keep, what are they called, Nickelodeon or Nick anyway, if they want to keep interrupting programming with it, then their channel will fail. Let them fail. They deserve to fail. If that's what they want to do with their content, let them do it. Let them turn their channel into shit, into the bigger pile of shit than it already is. Who are we to really tell them to clean up their act? I don't know, maybe they're going to revamp the show, the Nick Studio 10, and it's actually going to be funny. Who knows? Anyway, don't expect me to throw a fuss about this when it comes back in April. I'm glad it's not interrupting shows like SpongeBob right now until then, and hopefully in April it does have its own time slot. And there's really not much else I have to say about this, guys. So it was a fun little week. It was a nice little series of videos I made for you guys, and I appreciated all the positive feedback you gave me. To all the new fans, welcome to my channel. You know, I'm grateful for all of this. It was a good time doing this, and I feel we did help our voices collectively get heard. It wasn't just me. It wasn't just one other person. It was all of us as a collective gathering up, voicing our opinions to Nickelodeon, and I think they heard it. So, anyway, look for Nick Studio 10 to be back in April. Who knows? Maybe they'll scrap it by then. If they have any common sense, they probably will. So, everyone, have a great day, a better tomorrow. Let's enjoy some SpongeBob without getting interrupted by a kitty cat riding a little vacuum and other hilarious shit that we had to put up with for the last 3 weeks. Have a great day, guys.